Good afternoon, Chicagoland, and welcome to another edition of the Green Radio Network. Here on the Green Radio Network, we'll bring you a variety of green topics and the latest information on green technology and transportation. This program features environmental leaders throughout northern Indiana and the entire nation. The Green Radio Network is sponsored by NERPC, the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, and the award-winning South Shore Clean Cities. Both entities are leaders in the environmental industry and work together to bring cleaner air and more sustainable living to northern Indiana. Now to introduce this week's guest host, Alexandra Hurd, Clean Cities intern with South Shore Clean Cities.
Hi everyone, this is Alexandra coming from the June 2016 South Shore Clean Cities Biobased event. This event was sponsored by the United Soybean Board, and I have with me today
I'm Kevin Wilson.
And he is from
Walton, Indiana. I'm a farmer director for the United Soybean Board.
And he's going to be answering a couple of questions that we have today. First off, can you give us a little explanation of your company? And thank you so much for sponsoring this event. Talk to us a little bit about what you got going on, especially most recently.
Well, with the United Soybean Board, we sponsor several different research projects. We spend several $1 million over the last several years in different research and looking for different ways that our soybeans that we raise out here on the farm can be beneficial to improving the environmental footprint that we have out here for the cities and states and parks and natural resources.
Awesome. What are some of the things that you talked about specifically at this event? What was your main focus today?
Part of what I tried to explain was the little bit of the history behind the United Soybean Board, its makeup, and some of the technology and some of the different things that we're using as farmers back home, trying to be more environmental conscious, I guess, or sustainable in some of the practices and what we're doing in raising the crops.
So with that being said, and I think you kind of touched on it already, what would be one thing that you would want folks who are listening in today to take away from this information? What would be one thing you'd want them to remember about your goals and your company's needs and such?
Well, I would like I think the main goal would be that we're consciously trying to make sure that what is we're doing back home on the farm, that we're leaving it in better shape than what it was when we found it. So that I happen to be a fourth generation farmer, that my fifth generation can take over in better shape than what it was when I first started.
Oh, that's excellent to hear. Awesome. Well, I have a couple questions. This next one's going to be a little bit of trivia, just to see what's one common myth the general public wouldn't know, and you would know as a fourth generation, about soybean farming. What would be something maybe they wouldn't know?
Well, with soybeans, the original plants were grown wild in China, and they were brought over here early in the around the 1900s, and they've adapted to our environment here in the United States. But originally they were actually grown in China, and it hasn't been something that's like corn that's been around for a long time.
That's way cool. Thank you so much for that. Last question. If anyone was interested in finding out more about the United Soybean Board or any of the plans you have, where could they go, or who would they talk to find out more information?
Well, I think the best would be going to our website, usb.com. You can get a lot of information about what all the activities and the different things that the United Soybean Board's involved with.
Perfect. Well, that were all my questions for today. Thank you so much. Did you have fun? Was it a good event? Meet all of your expectations, I should say?
It was very, very informative. That's what I think I found more about the conscience that's out there of the communities that they're trying to make things better.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me today, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
AM 1420 WIMS.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Alexandra again with South Shore Clean Cities. We're at the June 2016 Biobased event sponsored by the United Soybean Board. I have with me today
Chris Case.
And he is also from the United Soybean Board. Thank you so much for sponsoring this event. He's going to give us some information about what his company is doing right now, some of the most current goals and advances. So what do you say, Chris?
Yes, the United Soybean Board represents, of course, the soybean farmers, and what we try to do is convince folks that soy bio-based products are the way to go if you want to do two things. One is lessen your environmental footprint, improve your environmental performance in the products you use, and the other is they're much more safe typically than the petroleum counterparts or other chemicals and products that people typically use.
Absolutely. So when you arrived at our event, what were some of the things that you were planning on talking about? What did you talk to us about today for those of us who missed the event?
Well, we're hoping that folks would realize that bio-based products, particularly soy bio-based products, there's a wide variety of those products available and out there. It's an easy thing to do to pick up those products and use them in place of some of the more hazardous chemical products that you're using. Of course, we always want to try to find homegrown products that can displace our need for foreign oil and the petroleum that we seem to be so hungry for. And the idea is to get people aware of these other products that are available, some of the different uses that we can find for the products, and convince folks that they want to go ahead and start using these things and make good stuff happen.
Awesome. So then you kind of touched on this already. What would be the most important thing for anyone listening today to take away from what you've said? What's one thing that you might want them to remember about what you have to say?
We all leave environmental footprints in everything we do, in all of our activities in home and work, and to consider bio-based products as a way of making that environmental footprint much smaller. We need to do the things that we have to do on a daily basis, but we can do them with less of an impact, and bio-based products is one way of being able to do that.
That's absolutely perfect. That sounds great. So my next question is a little bit of trivia for you. You'll probably know. What is one common myth the general public wouldn't know about soybean farming? This is something maybe the general public wouldn't have thought of or wouldn't have known.
Well, you're trying to stump me on this one here. That is, okay, trivia. One thing that the public doesn't know about soybeans. One is, I guess, 80% of the soybean is crushed for meal, and 20% of it is left over for oil. And that's what we work with, is the portion that's left over from oil.
Excellent. Perfect. So then my final question, for those who are interested in maybe finding more information about either the United Soybean Board or any of the plans they have, or maybe even more trivia about soybeans, where would they go to find that information, or who would they call, any numbers, any information you'd like to give to help those who are more interested?
The best site is our website, and it's soybiobase.org. And you can find all kinds of contact information. There's catalogs there for products that are available. That's kind of the plethora of information is found on that soybiobase.org website.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Chris. It was great to have you. Did you enjoy yourself? It was a good event?
Oh, yes, this was great. Thanks, Alexandra.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Take care, Chris.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and I'm here today with
Julie Ohmen.
We are at the June 2016 Biobased event from South Shore Clean Cities. This event was sponsored by the United Soybean Board, and we're here to talk about some of the things that Julie and the Indiana Soybean Alliance has in line and coming up real soon. So first off, Julie, I just wanted to ask, can you give us a little explanation about some of the things that go on at your alliance? Anything especially current?
Well, the Indiana Soybean Alliance is a statewide organization that serves Indiana soybean farmers. The ISA is recognized by the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Agriculture as a qualified state soybean board. And as such, it's our charge to fund research, promotion, and educational programs are designed to enhance soybean production and utilization. In addition, we value distributing industry information to our stakeholders.
Excellent. So is that some of the things that you talked about at today's? For all of those who missed today, what are some of the things that you talked about with the audience today?
Well, the ISA has key program areas to help advance that mission. But specifically today, I talked about the way that we are innovating with agriculture into bio-based materials, specifically talking about how our new uses program advances that activity.
Okay, awesome. I have some fun little trivia questions. The last three, they're kind of fun. What would you say is the most common myth that the general public would not know about soybean farming? Just something a little interesting you might know off the top of your head.
That many of our soybean farmers and families have been have been passed down and been in the business for multiple centuries.
Excellent. So it's a family business, something the American dream is built on. What's one thing that you would like everyone to take away from today? What's one thing you want everyone to know about what you're doing and your goals?
Mm-hmm. So we are most actively trying to promote the use of bio-based materials, and as a sustainable feedstock like soybeans is readily available and can be grown. It's very useful in using it also in industrial type of applications because it's environmentally safe, it's sustainable, and it's also it's able to be renewed, just through the agricultural activities.
Excellent. A renewable resource is what we all need. How can interested listeners find out more? And how can they contact you or someone where they might be able to receive more information or more help to learn about this?
Well, we have a website that would give a lot of information. It's www.indianasoybean.org.
And then, so with the website, is there an email address or a phone number that somebody might need to call to find out more if they can't find what they want on the website?
Sure, it's jomen@indianasoybean.com is my direct line. And I would love to talk to anybody about new uses for soybeans and corn, as a matter of fact.
Would you be able to spell Ohmen for me?
Ohmen.
All right, you heard it, everyone, from the 2016 South Shore Clean Cities Bio-Based event. Thank you, Julie, and have a wonderful day. Did you have a good time, a good event?
It was a wonderful event.
Have a great day.
There's nothing more important than spending time outdoors with your family. That's why it's so important to do whatever you can to keep our air clean. It's good for the environment and good for the health of your friends and family. Take a closer look at how poor quality is affecting our community. Across the 3 counties of Northwest Indiana, recent studies from the American Lung Association show that 9% of adults suffer from asthma, 4% live with chronic bronchitis, 38% have a form of cardiovascular disease, and 10% of the children in Lake and LaPorte counties struggle with pediatric asthma. Now, the number of adults with asthma is nearly that of adults with diabetes. Consider how diabetics make adjustments to their diet in order to be as healthy as possible. Everyone can make adjustments to improve air quality and the quality of life for those who live with asthma and other lung diseases. Northwest Indiana, clean air, think green, breathe easy. A message from NERPC.
Hi, this is Alexandra, and I'm here today at the June 2016 Bio-Based event with South Shore Clean Cities, and I have with me
Paul Imbrock.
And he is coming from
Indianapolis, Indiana. I work for Environmental Concrete Products.
Perfect, and he's going to give us a little explanation about his company and some of the things they're doing lately.
Yeah, we are a company that manufactures and sells a soy-based hydrophobic sealant for concrete. It's a penetrating sealant that is absorbed in the concrete's pores and is hydrophobic, so it prevents water and all the deleterious fluids such as de-icing salts and things like that from making their way into the concrete.
Awesome. So what were some of the things that you talked about at today's event earlier, just for everyone who missed it? What's going on?
We talked about lots of interesting green solutions and replacements to hazardous petroleum-style-based products and replacements with soy-based or environmentally friendly products and alternatives to things that you necessarily don't want around or in the ground or water systems around you.
Perfect. What is one thing that you would like, just everyone listening today, what's one thing that you want everyone to take away from what you said, why we were here today? Just what would be the most significant thing to you, do you think?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of replacement products out there that can replace a lot of the hazardous things that you use every day around your house or your office or on the way to work that are already readily available and easy to get to. People just need to know that they're there and that they're alternatives to what they use daily.
So for the everyday citizens, there's stuff out there, there's alternatives, and all they need is to become educated. Is that right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, now I have one final question for you. We are interested in finding out how we can find out more information from you and from Environmental Concrete Products, anything that you have. How can someone who's wanting to ask more questions find out more, or talk to you, or maybe talk to your assistant or someone else? How would we go about doing that?
Well, you can always find out more information at our website, which is environmentalconcreteproducts.com or econcreteproducts.com, or you can call us at 877-229-0050.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Paul. Did you have a good time today? It was a good event?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You take care.
Thank you.
AM 1420 WIMS.
Hi, this is Alexandra, and we're here today at the June 2016 South Shore Clean Cities Biobased event sponsored by the United Soybean Board. I have with me today
Lori Nelson,
and she has come from
Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore.
How are you doing today, Lori? You have a lot of fun? Do you like the event so far?
Yeah, it's been a great event, learning a lot of new things.
Awesome. First off, can you give me a little explanation of your company, brief description, some of the things you got going on currently?
Okay, well, Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore is part of the National Park Service, and we are currently just looking at some of the green options that we are doing through the park for sustainability, not just so much green cleaning, but some of our efforts in lawn maintenance and buildings and utilities and stuff like that.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you discussed today at this event? Give us a little preview for those who couldn't be here today. What kind of things did we hear from you today?
Well, I talked, of course, about green chemicals and the things that we use in the custodial unit cleaning the park. I talked a little bit about some of the stuff that R&T has been doing, using the recycled lumber, using two-cycle chain oil and stuff like that, and the bar and chain oil that's all bio-based. One of the main reasons we are here today is we are showcasing one of our pieces of equipment that we have redone with all bio-based fluids. It's our beach cleaner. We're just really getting it up and running, and hopefully it'll last all season.
Excellent. Okay. What is one common myth the general public wouldn't know about soybean farming? If you could give us one myth, maybe you know a really good one.
I'm not a farmer, so this is not my area of expertise, but I can say that some of the scuttles that I've heard is, you should not buy any bio-based products because the farmers aren't making their money, which that is not true. Some of the soybean farms are subsidized by the government and stuff, so to help make them grow the crops, so to make sure that they are still making a living wage.
Excellent. Perfect. Next question. What is one thing you would like everyone to learn today and learn about regarding soy and bio-based? What was one major thing you want us to take away from today's event regarding your information?
Take the time to educate yourself. Don't go just because I said it's good or they said it's good. Learn for yourself. That's pretty much how I got into this. Is I didn't just take everybody on the word value. I actually did the research and found it. Not every product is going to work in every application. It's a trial and error. You're going to have to find the right product that you need to suit your application.
Excellent. Okay, final question. In case anyone who's listening has any questions for you or would like to find out more about what you have going on or would like to say, what is the best way that they can reach out to you to find more information?
They can always try giving me a call at the park, 219-395-8411, or they can email me at any time at Lorena, Lorena _Nelson, NELSON, at nps.gov.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lori. Thank you for coming out and interviewing with us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and no more rain.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra at the South Shore Clean Cities June 2016 Bio-Based event. This event was sponsored by the United Soybean Board. I have with me today
Mike Freisthler,
and he's from the Biobased Spray Systems LLC. He's going to answer a couple questions and give us a little rundown about some of the things his company has going on. Can you tell us a little bit about what your company does and some of its goals?
Well, Biobased Spray Systems manufactures an asphalt rejuvenator, and that's just a product that we look at taking good care of good asphalts, make them last longer, and get a good payback on that additional investment. We also have Asphalt Systems, which is our construction company, and applies that product along with a couple other dealers in Indiana, a dealer in Illinois, Iowa, Milwaukee, St. Paul.
So you're pretty much all over the Midwest.
At this point, around the Midwest, and in the last year, we've put dealers into New Zealand, Switzerland, Australia, and South Korea.
Oh, that's excellent. So, when you came here today, what was the main thing you wanted to talk about? What were some of the things that you shared with us for those of us who weren't able to come to this event? What did they miss?
Well, there's just other ways of doing business. Rejuvenation is something that's going to be more and more popular in the asphalt industry as we try to use more recycled asphalt into our mixes, and those older recycled mixes are a little more brittle and stiff, so we need to look at rejuvenators to add life back to those recycled materials. We are the most sustainable product in the United States. 75 million tons of asphalt are recycled each year, and we just want to see that it makes it a better asphalt so that it lasts longer for us.
Excellent. So I guess you kind of already talked about this a little bit with your last answer. What would be the one thing that you want audiences to take away from your presentation today? What would be the one thing you'd want them to remember?
Being green and sustainable isn't more expensive. You will save money by looking at these alternate ways of doing business. Just extending the life, and it saves you money.
Excellent. So I've got two more questions. This first one's going to be a little bit more fun. It's a little trivia. What would be something that most people wouldn't know about soybeans? So or soybean farming? What's something that most audiences wouldn't know? You would know any facts about that?
Well, I'm not a soybean farmer. I'm an asphalt guy, and that's about the only thing I know is asphalt.
Okay. What's one fact about asphalt the audience wouldn't know?
Well, one thing about asphalt that is kind of hard to imagine, but every square yard of asphalt, 2 inches thick, has 3 gallons of petroleum in it. Either the asphalt that holds it together, the oil that heated the fuel, the material, the fuel that ran the paver, the roller, and all the other equipment that brought it all about. And by simply applying a rejuvenator, we have a choice of making that pavement last 10 years or 13 to 15 years.
Excellent. So this is great. So my last question would be, for those who want to find out more, who would they contact? What phone number would they call, or what website? Where could they go to find out more information about your company and some of the things you're involved in?
Our website is www.Biorestor, BioRestor.com, And I have an 800 number, 888-743-7319.
They can call that if they want further information?
That's my number.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for joining us today. It was a great time, and all the information is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and this is Alexandra, and I'm here today at the June 2016 Biobased event hosted by South Shore Clean Cities. This event was sponsored by the United Soybean Board, and I have with me today
Charlie Ackerman,
and his company is
BioStripe.
And today he's going to be telling you some of the things that BioStripe has going on. He's going to give you a little description of the company and talk about some of the things they're doing most recently. So what do you say, Charlie?
Well, thanks for having me. BioStripe is a company that promotes renewable resources, sustainable products that are used in traffic and zone marking paints and asphalt sealers and other related products typically derived from soybeans.
Excellent. So when you came here today, for those who weren't able to attend the event, what were some of the things that you talked about during our presentation?
That there are many commercially available products that can be used and assist in organizations becoming more sustainable and more bio-based in their everyday practices.
Perfect. Okay. So I think you kind of touched on this a little bit. What then, with your presentation, would be the one thing that you'd want audiences to take away from? What would you want folks to remember the most?
That there is no compromise in performance or use requirements in order to use bio-based or sustainable products.
Excellent. So I have two questions left. The first one is going to be a little bit of fun trivia. Is there anything interesting about soybeans or anything that your company might do, something that folks wouldn't know at home that you can let us know today?
That soybeans can be used in a lot of commercially available products. Anything from foams to paints to sealants to hand cleaners to all kinds of other types of products. I think the mentality is that soybeans can only be used in livestock feed and food products. That is not the case.
Perfect. All right. Well, then, with that being said, if folks at home wanted to find out more information or wanted to call someone to talk to someone and find out more, where would they go? What would be the best way to contact someone?
I would say the best way to contact somebody would be approach the U.S. Soybean Council. They have a list of other commercially available products, which is just a snapshot in time. They could either electronically provide you with such a list, or if you see a product on that list, research it on the internet.
And then where can we go to find out more information about BioStripe?
www.biostripe.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for talking to me, Charlie. This was great. It was a good event? Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again for tuning into the Green Radio Network each and every week on AM 1420 WIMS and WIMSradio.com. Carl Izzik will be back next time. Thanks to Alexandra Hurd for her great job this week. In the meantime, keep it locked down to WIMS, WIMSradio.com, and enjoy the day.